Okay, here we go. Booze House Tales back again with another little, well, not with another little Whack Yourself Wednesday, back with another little club review. And not done a little club review for a little hot minute. Even though I have been to the club and to a few gigs in the last couple of months, but I've been a bit preoccupied with the old running malarkey. But now that running malarkey is over, done the marathon, did that just over a week ago in Barcelona. My toes and feet are slowly getting back to normal. So that running stuff is not done ahead. No more marathons for the especially for the time being. So yeah, be back to concentrating to the club and get into some new pubs, because I've neglected the pub while I've been living their clean living life, straight edge life, getting ready for the run. But now that's over, back on the mash up. But anyway, to do that, last weekend went to a club. Went back to the club after being in Barcelona the week before that. Went to Koko for the first time. So after the refurb, not been there since the fire and since it's been closed. Heard some good things about it and saw a lineup with Kink on there. It was meant to be a D&B showcase, but we'll get onto that in a bit. But went there. Every time I see Kink on the lineup, kind of perks my interest, because I think he's just phenomenal live and also a phenomenal DJ, and I just love he brings those happy chords when he's DJing and playing live. And it's always a kind of an uplifting experience, I find, for the older electronic plinky plonky music. But he's always fun to watch, and I highly recommend him if you've never seen Kink before. He's always top class. So went to go and see him. That was the main draw. But also DJ Randall's there, the old jungle DJ, and then Baby T. If you know B Trace, Baby T is kind of her alter ego, kind of dark side, more darker music than B Trace, her like DJ alter ego. She was there as well, and also Labatt's, which I never really heard of that person before, but yeah, French DJ, obviously quite big, quite popular, I'd assume, in the French landscape, French music space, because there was quite a few French people down there I noticed for the gig. So yeah, went down there. It was meant to be it was advertised as a D&B showcase, but to be fair, when I was there, what I saw was really much more techno really than D&B. I was not complaining, but if you was a D&B purist, you might be a bit upset with that. But what I was really impressed with is the actual setup of Koko. Now since they had the refurb, obviously a lot of the layout has not actually changed too much really in there, I don't think. But what they've done with the rig and the staging, it's like really impressive. And obviously the massive, they always used to have the massive disco ball in there, but now how the way they've set up the light and the rigging, it really sets it off. And with the lasers, which I've never seen that before in Koko, they really made it into like actually a quite wonderful electronic dance music venue. And also the stage comes out much further now than it was before, so then I think all the VIP people are always behind the decks dancing about. But it's a good little crack, and Kink was very good. Unfortunately I didn't stay to the end because I wasn't feeling too clever, and I was going to the club the night after as well, but I wasn't feeling too clever. And also the only downside, I was up there near the upstairs bar. They've got like a new bar on the kind of on the viewing, like the kind of viewing deck, if I want to say, just above where the light and the sound men are. There's got like one viewing deck where people hang out, and then above that there's a bar as well. People might remember in the old Koko, if you go right to the top of the stairs, they've got a bar around the corner. That's still there, but it's got like a new bar as well, and just below there. So yeah, I thought I'd try and get a little parallel or something like that. Coming at quite pricey, as to expected, as it's a club, coming at like £7 for a pint of Meantime. I've had Meantime plenty of time before, and it's normally fine, but it just tasted quite off, to be honest. Tasted a bit like a rusty penny, so it seems like the pipe's not been maintained too well in Koko, which is a bit of a disappointment. But if you're in a club, probably best to avoid pints really. Probably best to stick to bottles and the old mixers and whatnot. So that'd be my word of advice for next time. I did switch over to a cider, which was slightly better, the old Cornish Orchard, which is slightly better, but it still wasn't great. But yeah, my word of warning is not to go for the pints when you're in a discotheque in the old Koko, and then go for the old mixers and the bottles instead. But all in all, I'm quite impressed with Koko. They've done a great job in refurb. The actual layout when you go in there is not much too different from what it was before, but like as I say, the sound and the lighting rig is much improved, and brings a joyous feel to the old electric music vibes in there. So I will be going back there. But another word of warning, the first place I've seen them do this actually, everyone kind of threatens it in the T's and C's, but they never actually do it. So had an earlier ticket because I thought, oh, if I get there a little bit later on, it'll be fine, just walk through, because it's just a QR code, right? They just scan the code. But at the Koko, I was a bit, like, at least 45 minutes after the time my ticket said that I was meant to get into the club. Got in and charged me a late fee, which is the first time I've ever been charged a late fee in all my time in the old going to the club. So yeah, beware if you try to get the old earlier cheaper ticket, so you can get a cheaper ticket and float in the club any time. Be warned, Koko do enforce the old late fee on the old entrance on the door, which I'm very surprised they do that, but they're the first place to see them do that. So that is my word of warning. But apart from the late fee and the poor pints, the actual club is pretty decent. Anyway, this is me out. See ya. Bye.